Recording in progress.
सर्वज्ञान विमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान् अचेतसः सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्य प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निगृह किं करिष्यति इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत्तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेया परधर्मो भयावहः अर्जुन उवाच अत केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजिताः श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजो गुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनम् इह वैरिणम् धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निर्यथा दर्शो मलेन च यतोल्बेनावृतो गर्भस्तथा तेनेदमावृतम् आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेण नलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिरस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम् तस्मात् त्वम् इन्द्रियाण्याधौ नियम्य भरतर्षभ पाप्मानं प्रजहिह्येनं ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम् इन्द्रियाणि परन्याहुरिन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिर्यो बुद्धे परसस्तु सः एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम् ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः सम्पूर्णम्। Okay? Hare Krishna, how are you? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, okay. How many of you read at least the Slokas at home? If not daily, once in a while, once a week.
Once in a while, yes.
Yeah. So at least, sometimes, if not daily, sometimes it's good to, in addition to what we do in the class, it's good to just open the book and, read something. So if you can read 10 minutes every day, that'll be great. If not, at least once in a while, a couple of times a week. So first you should get that reading habit, reawakened. After we finished our college and after we started working in IT, we all of us, including me, we forgot the habit of reading. So even the little bit reading that we do only on the screen. But it's good to take a book in hand, sit in the sofa or in a chair and or in the patio, get some sunshine and read the book. That'll be great. So you'll become a great person. So if you want to become a great person, so start reading from tomorrow. Yeah. So
Two questions left actually last class for Bhishma. So shall I ask now
yeah.
after the class?
You get a chance to ask the questions.
Okay. How many are there online? Okay. Wow, we have full house. Okay. Hare Krishna, Sarita, Sri Lakshmi, and Venkatesh. Venkatesh Nada?
లేరండి వేరే వర్క్ ఉందంట.
Okay. Aparna, Hare Krishna, how are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Abhishek, Mahabhishek.
Started with
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
I'm on the
Krishna.
way, Prabhu. I'm on the way. I'm late. Sorry, but I'm on the way.
You're on the way.
Oh, okay, on the way.
Okay. Good, good. Yeah. We'll see you soon.
హరే కృష్ణ
Venkatesh, Venkatesh, ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
యా ఫైన్ అండి, కొద్దిగా వర్క్ ఉంది ఇవాళ, రిలీజ్ ఒకటి.
Okay.
యా ఇంట్లోంచి
Sure. Yeah. రెండు చేయండి. కొద్దిసేపు అటు కొద్దిసేపు ఇటు.
అడిగాను వింటాను.
Yeah. Okay. Sarita, is Ranjit there with you?
హిమన్విని స్విమ్మింగ్ తీసుకెళ్లారు, ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ లో వచ్చేస్తారు ప్రభుజీ, వచ్చాక
Okay, sure. So Annapurna had questions. Are those easy questions or difficult questions?
I'm not sure about that, but it has.
In the sense, does it take long time or short time?
The questions are
Yeah.
short, but
Okay.
I'm not
Anyway,
sure
go
about
ahead and
the
ask.
answers.
Go ahead and ask.
Like why Bhishma has told Vishnu instead of Krishna.
Yeah.
That is the one, and why he is in the.
Yeah. Sudhakar asked that question, right? Yeah, and we did not discuss that. Okay.
And why he is on the bed of arrows instead of on the Dharti motherland.
Yeah, that's another good question. Okay.
One question. These are the two major ones. I forgot another one.
Okay. Yeah, we can discuss these. So starting with the second question, it takes less time to answer.
Okay.
So why Bhishma Dev was put on bed of arrows? Generally when you shoot somebody, or when a Kshatriya shoots another Kshatriya on the opposite side, after bunch of arrows, that person falls down, and he is either unconscious or dead, and basically his body is on the ground. But whereas here Bhishma Dev was put on bed of arrows. The reason is Krishna, see, Bhishma Dev, he whatever food that he ate, it was all provided by Duryodhana, right? And Duryodhana is a evil-minded person. So Krishna wanted to squeeze out all the blood from Bhishma Dev that was produced by the grains of Duryodhana. In other words, Krishna wanted to suck out all the anarthas from Bhishma Dev's body. Bhishma Dev's heart is very pure. He has complete devotion, love and devotion for Krishna. But he wanted to suck out all the blood that was produced by eating the grains supplied by Duryodhana. So that's the reason. So it is mentioned in Mahabharata that on the body of Bhishma Dev, when the arrows were pierced, there was not enough space to put one finger between two arrows. So those many arrows were pierced into his body, so that every blood, every drop of the blood can be squeezed out. Yeah.
Whose will is this? Is it Bhishma's will or is
Krishna's arrangement. Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, also I heard in some lecture, he was actually not in the pain when he was on the arrow Shriya.
Yeah.
Because Bhagavan cannot see the devotee in pain.
Yeah.
It was just an example set for everyone.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's true. Yeah. So yeah, I think initially he was feeling pain, but then seeing that Krishna made an arrangement to transcend that pain. Yeah. So yeah. So is that clear? Okay. Now the another question: why Bhishma Dev recited Vishnu Sahasranama instead of Krishna? Okay. So we discussed there are 5 different rasas, right? 5 different rasas in which we can worship Krishna. What are the 5 different rasas? Starting with let's go in the order. Starting with let's go in the order of least importance to highest importance. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and then Madhurya. Madhurya being the topmost. Okay. So these are the 5 rasas. Bhishma Dev was in Shanta mixed with Dasya. Shanta mixed with Dasya rasa. And so in Shanta rasa, basically, you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord, with respect, with awe and reverence. You look at Supreme Lord with Aishwarya Bhava. You are very impressed with the opulence of the Supreme Lord. Okay, opulence means his power, his beauty or handsomeness, his name and fame. So what are the 6 opulences of Supreme Lord? Aishwaryascha Aishwaryascha samagrascha yashaya Aishwaryascha samagrascha Aishwaryascha samagrascha jnana vairag no Aishwaryascha samagrascha viryascha yashaya shriyah jnana vairagyayoschaiva sannam bhagam itingana. This is a shloka given by Parshuram. So we discussed about Parshuram also last week, right? Who is Parshuram in the context of Bhishma Dev's story? So he's the one who trained Bhishma Dev with all the Astra Shastra Vidyas in the heavenly planets. So that Parshuram, he gave a definition of the Supreme Lord. The definition is Aishwaryascha samagrascha Viryascha yashaya shriyah jnana vairagyayoschaiva sannam bhagam itingana. Aishwarya is
Opulence.
yeah, these are the 6 opulences, but Aishwarya means this in this particular context wealth. Okay, Aishwarya is wealth. Aishwaryascha samagrascha. Samagra means in full. All these opulences, the 6 opulences in full. Okay, wealth in full. He is the possessor of the complete wealth in all the 3 worlds. In this world, we may see some people who possess more wealth than others, like Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They definitely possess a lot of money, but still they do not possess all the money. They do not possess Aishwarya in Samagra. Okay, in full.
Unlimited.
Unlimited, yeah, unlimited, complete, yeah. So Aishwarya, first one is Aishwarya. Then Virya. Virya means the power, all powerful, extraordinary power, all power. Again, Virya in Samagra. The quality or the opulence of Virya in full. Viryascha Yasha. Yasha means Yashas. Name and fame. Okay. He's famous across the 3 worlds. Okay. Higher planet system, middle planet system, and lower planet system. He is famous all over. He is famous all over and all the time, eternally. Okay. Viryascha Yashaya Shriya. Shriya means
Opulence.
No.
opulences are.
We're discussing all the 6 opulences.
Oh, prosperity, right?
Huh?
Prosperity.
Shriya is beauty. Yeah. So Yashaya, Viryascha, Yashaya Shriyaha, Jnana Vairagya. Jnana is knowledge, all knowledge. Jnana in Samagra, all knowledge, complete knowledge. So Krishna says in chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, Sarvascha chaham hridi sannivishto matta smrutir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. He says, I am the Vedanta. I am the conclusion of all the Vedas. That means he is the possessor of all the knowledge in the Vedas. So, knowledge. Jnana is knowledge. And Vairagya, renunciation. Despite possessing all these 5 opulences, he possesses the 6th opulence, that is Vairagya, renunciation. So, Parshuram gave this definition of the Supreme Lord. Okay. So different people worship the Supreme Lord primarily in 2 categories: Aishwarya Bhava, Madhurya Bhava. Aishwarya Bhava is you look at Krishna's name, fame, potency, beauty, and then you worship him in that mode. Aishwarya. For example, when you go to Lord Balaji's temple, Aishwarya Bhava. Huh? When you go to most of the Ramchandra's, worshippers, they are in Aishwarya Bhava. Okay, and then Krishna in Vrindavan, Madhurya Bhava. So like that, primarily there are 2 categories, Aishwarya and Madhurya. Okay, so Bhishma Dev, he was attracted by the Aishwarya qualities of the Supreme Lord. So it doesn't mean he is not attracted by the Madhurya qualities of Krishna. In fact, if you remember the Bhishma Stuti prayers, towards the end, he was remembering gopis worship of Krishna, right? And then he says that even though the gopis worship towards Krishna is the highest, I am not qualified for that. That's why let me meditate, let me fix my mind upon the Aishwaryam of Krishna or Aishwaryam of Vishnu. That's why he recited Vishnu Sahasranama. And then he is the most powerful Kshatriya. During Mahabharata time, he is the most powerful Kshatriya. He is greater than Arjuna. He is greater than Arjuna. Even though both of them possess Pashupati Astra, but still Bhishma Dev is the greatest. He is the grandsire. He is not only the grandfather of all the Kauravas and Pandavas, but he is the grandsire. He is the greatest personality. After Krishna, there is one prominent name, it is Bhishma Dev. So, because he himself is the greatest Kshatriya, who is a fighter, he was attracted towards the Kshatriya qualities in Krishna. Yeah. That's why he recited Vishnu Sahasranama. And in Vishnu Sahasranama, he says that I am glorifying Vishnu with 1,000 names, and Krishna is the Sakshi. Avyaya Purusha Sakshi Kshetra Nyokshara Evacha. There is a line in Vishnu Sahasranama where he says Avyaya Purusha Sakshi Kshetra Nyokshara Evacha. So I have Krishna as a witness. Whatever Vishnu Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of Vishnu that I am glorifying, Krishna himself is the Sakshi for that. And he takes many names of Krishna. Devaki Nandana Srashta Kshitisha Papanashanaha. So he takes a lot of names. Devaki Nandana, he is Krishna. He takes a lot of names of Krishna. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So he takes a lot of names of Krishna there. Yeah.
I recalled one more question.
Yeah.
The 39 Vijaya Ratha Kutumbam, why we recite 2 times? You said it's like
why we recited 2 times?
Yeah.
Because among all the 11, there are 2 reasons. One is that is how all this Bhishma Stuti discussion started, because you gave that as an answer, right? So that's how it all started. That's how I wanted everyone's attention to go there. And also, in all the 11 shlokas of Bhishma Stuti prayers, this 39th shloka is where Bhishma Dev was remembering Krishna's form as Rathasarthi or Parthasarthi. And then he attained Parthasarthi Loka. Bhishma Dev attained Parthasarthi Loka, and he also attained a form of Parthasarthi. So he was looking like Krishna as a driver of the chariot.
That's why Ratha Kutumbam.
Ratha Kutumbam. Yeah, Ratha is the chariot. Kutumba, what's the meaning of the word Kutumba? Family, right? But here, in that particular context, it says, Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Tatotre Dritihaya Rasminita Shriye Kshaniye Bhagavati Ratirastu Me Mumurshor Yamiha Nirikshahata Gata Swarupam. So Kutumba, in that particular context, it indicates protection. Okay, protection. So Krishna has decided to protect Arjuna, Vijaya. The first word is Vijaya, right? Krishna has decided to protect Arjuna by acting as a chariot driver. So Kutumba indicates protection there. Yeah. And that's the concept in the family, right? In the family, the agenda of the head of the household is to give protection to the family members. That's why it is called Kutumba. Okay. So beautiful verses, Bhishma Stuti. You should try to memorize after Damodara Ashtakam. Now this is most beautiful. Yeah. So at least one verse. You pick one verse and you can memorize. So remember in the group I shared the other day about Ayan, right? Who was memorizing shlokas. When we were on a cruise trip, there also he was memorizing, he opened his phone and he was memorizing shlokas. So last week I met with him in the temple, and then I asked him, how is your shloka memorization practice going on? So he shared more interesting things with me that I want to share with everyone so that you will be inspired. So he has a goal of memorizing one shloka per week. Okay, he want to meditate on one shloka and memorize one shloka per week, because he is busy. He's working and he's 25 years. He is leading Mantra House project. Have you ever been to Mantra House? That happens in Seattle every week. So you should go there. When you get some time, you should go there. So Mantra House is a project. It's an outreaching project to preach to Westerners. So most of the Americans from Seattle, they come. There are some Indians also who work in Amazon. They also come there, but it's mostly for Western. And it was founded by Ayan. It was his idea, and his whole family supports that. And some devotees also, they go once in a while. So yesterday I went there. So he sings kirtans. He gives some class. 10-15 minutes he gives class, and then they chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then sometimes they have some guest speaker who speaks some wisdom. So it's a nice project. It happens every week. Okay. So he was telling me that he has a goal of memorizing one shloka per week. And then he also said we have a lot of prayers, right? Like Narsimha prayers, Guru Ashtakam prayers, Gaura Arti prayers, and so on. So what he does is he takes a printout of the prayers. For example, Narsimha prayers, the Sanskrit and English translation, the word for word meaning, everything. And then while he's taking shower, he tapes those papers from the outside of that a shower enclosure, and then while he's taking shower, he reads all the prayers, English translations, and everything every day. So I look at him, 25 years old boy. This is his daily routine. Very inspiring.
So you don't want to waste time, single time.
Yeah.
Single second also.
Yeah, always he wants to meditate on remembering Krishna. And that's the whole point of, that's the whole, essential point of Bhishma Stuti prayers. That's the key point of Damodara Ashtakam. That's the key point of Mukundamala Stotra. That's the key point of Kunti prayers. Everything. That's the key point of everything actually. So now we are discussing Karma Yoga, right? What's the purpose of Karma Yoga?
Remember Krishna
To remember Krishna.
while doing our duties.
Yeah.
Day-to-day life.
Yeah.
How to bring Krishna inside.
So the purpose of all yogas, Karma Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, is to remember Krishna. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Abhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janma Labha Para Pumsan Ante Narayana Smriti. Okay, this is a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam that says that the goal of all yogas, Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, is to remember Krishna at the time of death. Now the benefit of practicing remembrance of Krishna or Smarana is, one is, you will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death and go back to Krishna. Not only that, during your lifetime, all the inauspiciousness will go away. And then all the auspiciousness will manifest in your life. So you can see the results. During your lifetime also you can see the results. You don't have to wait until the end of your life and remember Krishna and go back to Krishna. But during your lifetime also, you will see all the inauspiciousness going away and auspicious things manifesting in your life. Yeah. Okay. So we can remember Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, all these different things. Okay. Okay. Now let's come back to chapter 3. So before we began the class, Srikant Prabhu was asking, to give the class on Smarana, on the topic of Smarana. So probably sometime next month, after we finish chapter 3, we can have a session on Smarana. Okay. Shweta got scared.
No, so
What is this? When are we going to finish chapter?
No, I would love to take part of class in Smaran because my Smaran Shakti is, as I'm aging, my Smaran Shakti is going down and down.
Yeah.
The thing is, now we are in the middle of chapter, not in the middle, 12 or 13 shloka, right?
We need to start, I think, 14 or 15 today.
14, but now I forgot the context,
Yeah.
what we read. So that's my main reason.
Yeah. So we'll finish this chapter and then talk about Smarana. Okay. So what was the yoga that we discussed before Karma Yoga? Chapter 2. Which yoga? Sankhya Yoga. Good. Praveen Prabhu saved all of you.
No, actually, it's not me. Because of my daughter. We'll sing all the slokas every day.
Yeah.
We'll continue chapter 4, but every week we'll sing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you recite the shlokas or you sing the slokas, but how do you remember the name of the yoga?
Because we start with that name.
Oh, okay.
Sankhya.
Yeah. See, most of the times we just recite the shlokas, but if we forget the chapter names.
In this contest, Itimati I started, I like that, and I was just practicing Itimati. So morning, my daughter is saying, "Mummy, you didn't say like Bhishma Vacha." Who is saying? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I was shocked with her saying.
Yeah. Most important.
He started Sloka like that.
Yeah.
Unless and until you say the Bhishma, Vacha, how I know that who is saying.
Who is reciting it, right? Yeah, very good. Good point.
And morning when it happened.
Yeah.
And I was singing like that. No, Mama, you have to say first like that. Then you start that Sloka.
Yeah. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. So yeah, chapter 3, Karma Yoga. So you learn how to connect with God through your action. By performing prescribed duties, how you can connect with God. So this is the overview of chapter 3. In 5 minutes, we'll discuss whatever we learned so far, and then we'll go to the new slokas. So there are 4 sections. The first section, sloka number 1 to 9, talks about the renunciation. Renunciation means Krishna gives the definition of true renunciation. Now there are different interpretations, different understandings of renunciation or sannyasa in the society. So Krishna gives what is the true renunciation. So what is true renunciation? What is true renunciation? And also say what is false renunciation also. Oh, what happened? No class?
Oh, no. I mean, they're getting water break and I'm watching.
Okay. Yeah. So what is true renunciation and what is false renunciation? Both.
Don't expect any results and do everything for Krishna.
Okay.
That way, like, you always remember Krishna and then don't attach to the results.
Okay, very good. And what is false renunciation?
Like faking.
Taking sannyasa and pretending that you are doing bhakti, but actually not doing anything.
Yeah.
So you are
not doing anything. Yeah. That means giving up your work itself. Giving up your work itself, some people think that giving up work itself is sannyasa. So we see all these sadhus and some yogis, they go to Himalayas and then they think that they are renounced. They're renounced. But that is not true renunciation. The true renunciation is you continue working, but work with detachment. Work with detachment. Offer all the results to Krishna and work with detachment. Okay, next. So even after giving this definition of true renunciation, Arjuna is not very clear. Just like how we are not very clear, no matter how many number of times we hear this, there's always some confusion. So then Krishna gives more details, okay, starting from Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, that's in next section, 3.10 to 3.16, Yoga Ladder, wherein Krishna discusses Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga. Within Karma Yoga, Krishna talks about Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay. And then section 3 is exemplary lifestyle, setting an example, setting a good example for others. Even though a sadhu is completely renounced, he should not give up his work just to set an example for others. If a sadhu, even though he is self-realized, he's a pure devotee and he's completely renounced, if he gives up his work, he's setting a bad example for others. Because looking at him, people will think that, oh, he has given up his work. Maybe I should also do that. So that's why even the renounced people, self-realized people, they should continue doing their work just to set an example for others. We'll discuss more about that when we come to that section. And then finally, the biggest obstacle on the path of spiritual life, from 3.36 to 3.43. Arjuna asks Krishna a question. Krishna, I understood all this knowledge, the knowledge of the soul, I understood about Karma Yoga, everything, Nishkama Karma Yoga, I understand all these concepts theoretically. But when there is a situation, I feel like I'm forced to indulge in sinful activities as if somebody is pushing me from behind. Even though I know that I should not do this. even though I can discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, even though I know that I should not do this, but I feel like I'm indulged in sinful activities as if somebody is pushing me from behind. Why is that so? Arjuna asks that question. And then Krishna answers saying that it is lust only, Arjuna. And then Krishna gives a formula, nice formula, how to get rid of lust. Just like in chapter 2, towards end of chapter 2, Krishna gave a nice formula to get rid of krodha. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibramaha, smriti bramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. So Krishna gives fall down. Very good. Yeah. What do you call that? The process of fall down. Krishna gives the process of fall down, and it starts with anger. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibramaha, smriti bramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. So, just like how Krishna gave, the process of fall down and how to get rid of anger in chapter 2, towards end of chapter 3, Krishna gives formula to get rid of lust. Okay, this is kama, that is krodha. Kama, krodha, lobha. Actually, here Krishna gives formula for both kama and lobha. Okay, so that way the 3 points are covered: kama, krodha, lobha in chapter 2 and chapter 3 towards end. Krishna teaches us how to get rid of kama, krodha, lobha. Okay.
So is Krodha on which shloka was that? What's the number?
I think 2.41. Yeah. Oh, 63 actually. Yeah, 2.63. Yeah. 2.63. It's almost towards the end. Yeah. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. 63 and 64. There are 2 shlokas. Or 62 and 63, I think.
Krodhat was 63.
Yeah. So what is 62? Yeah, 62. 62 is dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibramaha smriti bramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. Okay. Okay. Okay, and there is a more complicated overview of chapter 3. Don't worry about it now. I can send this after the class so that you can look at it as a notes and refresh your memory before you come to the next class. Okay, and then even more detailed. Okay, even more detailed section by section. Okay, section 1 about renunciation. Section 2 about the yoga ladder. Section 3, this is continuation of section 3. And then, no. Section 2 is yoga ladder. Section 3 is setting an example for others. And then section 4, the biggest obstacle, how to get rid of kama, krodha. Okay. So I'll send this later so that you can look at them in your free time. So now I think last time when we stopped chapter 3, we discussed the point where we have to. So 2 important things that we discussed, right? One is Krishna said in one of the shlokas, I think 3.11 or 12, where Krishna said, when I create this creation, I send forth generations of men, demigods, along with yajnas, and bless them. Be thou happy by performing yajnas. Sahayajna praja shruštva purovacha prajapatihi anena Prasavishwadhyam Eshavostvishta Kamaduk. Okay, so Krishna said, so I supplied, I created all human beings and supplied all the necessities to them, including demigods and all the necessities. By performance of yajna, they'll be happy. Okay.
Generation, Prabhuji, when you say fourth generation,
I sent forth. Sent forth.
sent forth. Okay.
Sent forth means going forward or moving forward. Moving forward. Okay. So Krishna has created the creation, and the generations of people will come forward. Okay, for the next few generations. Okay, until Kali Yuga ends, and then another Yuga, and then after that another Yuga, and then the cycle of Yugas. Okay, continues like that. Yeah, and then Krishna has done all this in one go. It's not like Krishna is, creating this in phases. Okay, Krishna has desired, and then everything, all the yugas, and within each yuga, the various generations, the people, the necessary supplies, everything was provided in one go, simply by his desire. Now look at his power. Yeah. So when Krishna talks things like that, we should understand Krishna's emotions. Okay. So I think during that discussion, Praveen Prabhu mentioned, he gave an example of how, when the parents marry off the daughter and give it to the son-in-law. So when they are sending the daughter to the in-laws home, what they do is they send the daughter along with the necessary supplies, at least for a few months. Okay, the rice, dal, atta, dosa. Maybe these days dosa batter also. All the sweets, murkulu, everything. They'll send everything. All the appliances, maybe cars. So many things they'll send, depending on how much money they have. They'll send necessary supplies. So that shows that the parents, that shows the love of the parents towards the daughter. Similarly, Krishna, when he's saying that Sahegnya Praja Srishtva Purovacha Prajapatihi Anena Prasavishwadhyam Eshavostvishta Kamadu, Krishna is saying that you're all my children. When I'm sending you to the material world, I make sure that you're all provided with necessary supplies. So we should understand Krishna's emotions in that. Yeah, Krishna is not just saying because he is powerful, that's why he has done this. Krishna has done that because he loves all of us. So whenever we study Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, or any scripture, okay, we should understand 4 different things. Okay, there is a shloka in Mukundamala Stotra where Kulashekar Alvar says we should meditate on Krishna's Nama, Tattva. Yeah, generally Nama Rupa Guna Lila, but in that particular shloka, Kulashekar Alvar says we should meditate on Krishna's Nama, name, and then Tattva. Tattva is what?
Nature.
His nature, his feelings, his emotions, all these things. Now the shloka that we just discussed, it reveals his Tattva. It reveals Krishna's Tattva as a parent, as the supreme father of all of us. That shloka in Mukundamala Stotra is Namami Narayana Pada Pankajam Karomi Narayana Pujanam Sada Vadhami Narayana Nama Nirmalam Smarami Narayana Tattvam Smarami Narayana Tattvam Avyayam. That means, Smarami means we should always remember, we should always meditate on what? Narayana Tattvam or Krishna Tattvam. What is Krishna feeling? What is his mind? Huh? What are his emotions? We should connect to that. We should meditate on that. We should remember those feelings that Krishna is expressing in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is full of Krishna's feelings, especially from chapter 7 to 12. Outpour of his feelings, outpour of his love. Now, if you read those shlokas mechanically from the Jnana platform, we will not connect to his tattva. So we should understand his feelings. So we should understand that he is a father and we are a child. So what he is telling to us. Okay, when you try to connect, when you try to read Shastras from that standpoint, you'll understand Krishna's tattva. Okay. And then next shloka that we discussed, Yajna Shishtasina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbishai. What is that shloka? I think the one before this, 3.13. Yajna Shishtasina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbishai Bhunjate Te Tvagam Papa Epachantyatma Karanat. So here Krishna is saying that so we should only eat the remnants of the Supreme Lord. Whatever you cook, you offer to Krishna or Vishnu, and then we should eat the remnants. Otherwise, we are only eating sin. Okay. The word aga, if you look at this, agasura. Agasura is a representation of sin. So Krishna is using that same word here. Aga. Agam means papa or sin. Okay. Agam is sinner. Agam is sin, and papa is sinner, the one who is committing the sin. Generally in Telugu, papa itself means papa. Papa itself means sin. Okay. But here, papa means sinners, the one who commits the sin.
Okay. It's mentioned as papa, means it's a noun in the synonym.
In the synonym?
It's mentioned as papa, which means noun.
Papa, yeah, sinners, noun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Agam is sin, and papa is sinner, one who commits the sin. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we discussed. Now, before we go into today's shloka, 3.14, let's try to do a quick recap of section 2, 3.10 to 3.13, whatever we discussed, wherein Krishna described the yoga ladder, karma kanda, karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. So who can tell? And even below karma kanda is animalistic life. Okay, that is 0, level 0. Level 1 is karma kanda, level 2 is karma yoga, and within karma yoga there is sakama karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. Yeah.
Then jnana yoga.
Yeah. Then jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga.
Ashtanga yoga, Sankhya.
No. Ashtanga yoga and then bhakti yoga. Yeah. Sankhya yoga, which is the knowledge of the soul, it comes before karma kanda. It comes before karma kanda. Yeah.
I think karma kanda was like we are we are doing the things for Krishna. No, we are keeping the Krishna in the
for material desires. We are
going to Krishna for our material desires.
Mm-hmm.
That was kanda, right? So
no.
Living balanced life, right? Not following the materialistic construct.
and doing like above animals, but following the materialistic construct of doing things in a disciplined way in that material realm.
No, you are earning money by following some rules
and regulations.
Yeah. So animalistic life, there are no rules and regulations. It's all sense enjoyment. Karma Kanda also, the goal is sense enjoyment only. There's no God, but you follow whatever is prescribed in Shastra.
Oh yeah. Like doing havan and like
Rituals.
Rituals.
Yeah. You follow some rituals to get material benefits. Putrarthi labet putram, dhanarthi labet dhanam. There is a famous Ganesha Stotram, right? Putrarthi labet putram, dhanarthi labet dhanam, vidyarthi labet vidyam, moksharthi labet gatim. Moksharthi labet gatim. So you basically pray for good son, good child, good daughter, good wife, good husband, wealth. You pray for those and you perform some ritual and you get those material benefits. So the goal is 100% sense enjoyment. Okay, and one level above Karma Kanda is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, Sakama Karma Yoga, and Nishkam Karma Yoga. So Sakama Karma Yoga. What is Sakama Karma Yoga?
We put Krishna in the center. I think so. Sakam Karma Yoga, right? Whatever we do, we know, like whatever we do it for him.
But you still have some material desire.
Some material desire, yeah.
In Nishkam, we don't have any material desire.
Anything we do for Krishna.
Yeah. So in Sakama Karma, there is an understanding of God, but you offer some results to God and some results to yourself for sense enjoyment. Okay. So there is still a desire for sense gratification and fruitive results there. Okay. Nishkama Karma, completely detached from the results. You offer all the results to Krishna. Yeah. And then what is the difference between Nishkama Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga?
Love for Krishna is Bhakti Yoga, when we start loving Krishna.
Yeah.
In Nishkam, there is no love.
Yeah.
There is a Aishwarya Bhav. We maybe, yeah. In Bhakti, it's pure love.
Reverence is there, but yeah.
No.
I think in Bhakti Yoga, Sharanagati will be complete Sharanagati.
That is in Nishkam, right? Sharanagati. Nishkam is Sharanagati.
Sharanagati is in Bhakti actually, Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bhakti Yoga.
But in Bhakti, I know it's love. It's pure. It's a bhav, is the love.
Yeah.
With karma and jnana combination is bhakti. I mean, doing karma with knowledge is bhakti.
Yeah, you're close.
I mean, when we are doing some karma, with the knowledge of Krishna, getting knowledge why doing that karma, and how can we give to Krishna. With some knowledge when we are doing karma, I mean, to God, then it will be bhakti.
You're almost correct. So the difference there are two differences between Nishkam Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. One is, say in Nishkam Karma Yoga, there are two important things: knowledge and renunciation. You should have knowledge of the personality who is receiving the results. Okay? And then renunciation. Obviously, you need to renounce the results. You need to offer the results to Krishna. But you should also have the knowledge who is receiving, who is the benefactor, who is receiving the results. Okay? So knowledge of who is receiving the results and the process of offering the results. So in Nishkama Karma Yoga, that renunciation is there, but that knowledge of Krishna is not there 100%. So there is no perfection of knowledge in Nishkama Karma Yoga, which is there in Bhakti Yoga. The knowledge of Krishna is completely available in Bhakti Yoga. So when you start hearing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam Sakyam, Atmanivedanam, then you develop complete knowledge of Krishna. Okay, that is one difference. Another main important key difference is in Nishkama Karma Yoga and also in Bhakti Yoga, your goal is to offer the results to Krishna, right? But the key difference is, in Nishkama Karma Yoga, you offer the results of the work that you do. Whatever work you do, you offer the results to Krishna. But in Bhakti Yoga, you only do that work that pleases Krishna and offer the results to Krishna.
That is love, right?
That is love.
Love for Krishna.
Yeah.
You only do what he wants.
Yes, correct. So you work on the platform of love. Whereas here in Nishkama Karma Yoga, you work on the platform of duty. Duty. You are duty bounded, whereas there you are love bounded.
So where are we? Are we doing Sakam Karma? Are we doing Nishkam? Are we on the path of Bhakti?
We can be classified as Sakama Karma. Sakam Karma. Yeah. We have some understanding of God. We know we have to offer results to Krishna. But still we have our own desires. Yeah. So we are Sakama Karmis. We're practicing Karma Yoga, but Sakama Karmis.
One question, like in Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga is not required. If Prema is there,
yeah, Jnana is not required.
Not required. In Prema, it's blind, like nothing
yes,
is required.
Correct.
So Prabhuji, like in Bhakti Yoga, no need of knowledge. Like Jnana is not required.
Not required.
What is knowledge, basically?
This is like Jnana Yoga.
So knowledge.
Scriptures or knowledge?
Yeah.
So there are two things, right? So it's important thing. It's a good thing that you asked. So when people hear that knowledge is not required in Bhakti Yoga, it is not to say that scriptural knowledge is not required. You need to have scriptural knowledge. You don't need to become a scholar in that, but you need to have some knowledge of scriptures. Okay? But generally, the type of knowledge or the type of jnana that is not needed in Bhakti Yoga is that speculative knowledge. Okay? So when we say jnana yoga, just like Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, there is that broad classification as jnana yoga, right? So in general, that jnana yoga means speculative knowledge. So the jnanis who are cultivating knowledge of God, what they do is they speculate. Or maybe God is like this. Maybe God is like that. God is nirguna. God is nirakar. Maybe he has form. Maybe he doesn't have a form. Maybe he has qualities. Maybe he doesn't have qualities. So they speculate.
So I just remember one because I was seeing that video. I don't know. Uddhav is there, which he has a Jnana Yoga, but he doesn't have a Bhakti Yoga. That's why Krishna sent to the Vrindavan. I'm not remembering that. To know about what exactly the real relation. Gyan is not everything.
Yeah.
So I was not, why Uddhav's story is not clear for me. But like what exactly he got when he went to that place and what exactly it absorbed it, I didn't exactly understood it. Like why Krishna has sent Uddhav to get that knowledge.
So after Krishna left Vrindavan, the gopis, including Radharani and Mother Yashoda, Ananda Maharaj, everybody was waiting for Krishna to return.
Yeah, exactly.
And Krishna, before leaving, Krishna made a promise saying that I will come back. That's why they did not step out. The gopis, gopas, and the parents, they did not step out to go and see Krishna in Dwarka. They were waiting for Krishna because Krishna said he will come back. So they were waiting for several thousands of years. In separation, they were in separation from Krishna. Okay. So then Krishna wanted to send a message to all the Brajavasis saying that Krishna is there and then Krishna will come back. Don't worry. So then he sent Uddhava, who is a good friend of Krishna and who looks like Krishna actually. So Krishna made him as a representative of Krishna. So Uddhava comes to Vrindavan and he tries to preach to the gopis, saying that you should not be attached to Krishna, you should be renounced.
He's Gnani, right?
Like that.
Yeah,
He was giving Bhagavad Gita to Rajavasis, gopis. Then Gopi said, "No, enough. We don't want to hear all this jnana from you." So then the amount of bhakti that gopis had for Krishna, looking at all of that, Uddhava himself got purified. So they say Uddho Shuddho ho gaya. He himself he went there to purify gopis, but he himself got purified. So because their bhakti, even though they don't have this knowledge, they don't know all the shlokas from scriptures. Uddhava knows. Yeah, yeah. But still, gopis are considered the topmost devotees. Okay. So now, having said this, let's come back to today's
So
discussion.
here, knowing what God loves to do is knowledge, and according to do our karmas is bhakti yoga.
No. Knowing what God loves and acting on that is bhakti.
Okay.
For example, when you love somebody, you do whatever pleases them. You don't do whatever you like to do. You only will do whatever they like.
So
For
knowing.
example, somebody comes to your home.
Okay.
They ask you for water. Okay. Now because you love them so much, you think, oh, why water? I love them so much. Let me make some nice fresh orange juice, and you go and give orange juice to them. They may not like it because they asked for water. So your goal is to give whatever they want, to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah. What God loves to do, we have to do those things.
Correct.
No experiments.
Yeah, no experiments. No experiments, no speculation.
So in our day-to-day life, we have to make so many decisions.
Yeah.
Big and small. So how will we know that what will Krishna like in this situation? Like we go through so many things.
Mm-hmm.
There are sometimes very confusing situations in front of them. We have to choose between the 2 or 3. But how will we get to know what will Krishna like?
Yeah. So Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. So if there is when you are in confusion, seek an advice from Guru. If Guru is not accessible, Guru is not reachable. For example, if I want to reach my Guru, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, I have to wait, I don't know when. So then I can seek advice from other sadhus. Okay? I mean, I can ask Harivilas Maharaj here, who is my Shiksha Guru here. But let's say sometimes, there are some temple congregations where even Shiksha Guru is not available. Either they are traveling or they are not in the place. They have left this world, for whatever reason, even Shiksha Guru is not available. Then Bhagavad Gita.
So Prabhuji, going to the Guru for each and every like small and big things is sometimes you feel hesitated, like disturbing him for
Small things.
Small things.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we cannot go and ask the very small thing, right?
No, not that small, of course, but like we know, like this is important, but not that important that I should disturb him.
Yeah.
So in that case, like, what should we do? And how to approach Bhagavad Gita? We don't know where to look at Bhagavad Gita, right? And understand it by ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we should be prepared like soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay? So what do soldiers do? Even if there is no war, every day they practice. They practice for the war. So even if there is no confusion right now in front of us, even if there is no problem in front of us now, even if there is no wildfire in Seattle right now, we should read Bhagavad Gita and be ready. We should read Bhagavad Gita.
ChatGPT help us, like, and we give a context and it can give a sloka back to us.
Yeah, whatever. If you want to use technology, or read a book, whatever, but be ready. Read at least all the 700 slokas. You get an understanding at a high level, and be ready. Keep your weapons ready. Okay. At least we should have the weapons ready. You should know where the weapons are. How to use those weapons, that's the next thing. Okay. But at least you should know where your weapons are. So all the 700 slokas, whatever Krishna instructed us, you should be aware of those. So that's why it's very important, in addition to the discussion that happens in the class, every day you should read at least 10 minutes. Take one shloka, read the shloka, word for word meaning, translation, purport of Prabhupada, everything you should read. Okay. So that is one. Another thing is you can have mentor. Okay. You can have a senior person who you can, easily ask anything that you want. You can take guidance from them. Yeah. Those are all considered as sadhus. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Yeah. In the absence of Guru, you seek advice from sadhus. In the absence of sadhus and gurus both, you seek advice from Shastra. As it is mentioned in Christianity, right? Seek and you shall find. Seek and you shall find. A sincere seeker will always find answers from the Shastras. So we heard this many times, right? When you open Bhagavad Gita, when you are in some trouble, you open Bhagavad Gita randomly and you will find an answer.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just open it randomly and then try to make sense of the shloka, how it applies to my situation.
Yeah. If you look at the back of Bhagavad Gita, Mahatma Gandhi also mentioned something similar to that. So can you read that out loud? Either in the back or somewhere.
There is some,
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
I could. I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could not have.
When doubts haunt me, when disappointment stares at me in the face, and I see not one ray of hope on the horizon, I turn to Bhagavad Gita and find a verse to comfort me, and I immediately begin to smile in the midst of overwhelming sorrow. Those who meditate on the Gita will derive fresh joy and new meanings from it every day.
Yeah. See? Okay, let's read that one more time. Somebody else can read.
When doubts haunt me, when disappointments scares me in the face, and I see not one ray of hope on the horizon, I turn to Bhagavad Gita and find a verse to comfort me, and I immediately began to smile in the midst of overwhelming sorrow.
Yeah.
Those who meditate on the Gita will derive fresh joy and new meaning from it every day.
Yeah.
Maharaj.
Yeah. So again, the key point is meditation, the smarana of Krishna's shlokas. For example, 2.14. We all became experts in that. Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya. We all became experts in that, right? So just tolerate. When there is a difficulty, when you see something not happening the way you want, just tolerate. Yeah. Krodhat bhavati sammoha.
Correct or not? Sometimes when start doing the mantra, the chanting and doing Bhagavad Gita, our inner instinct also, like inside God, will also tell us we have to understand that is also the.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a revealed knowledge, right?
Revealed knowledge. It will tell us, but we have to understand, hear it.
Yeah.
It happens like that's true.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So there can be two things, right? Yeah. There can be two voices coming from inside.
Exactly.
One is our own mind is telling something, and another one is Krishna is telling something, Paramatma is telling something. So all the time we will be hearing these two voices. our own voice and Krishna's voice. So sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, it is very easy to mistaken our own voice as Krishna's voice. And we think that, oh, Krishna is telling this to do, let me do it. But, a sincere sadhaka will be able to hear Krishna's voice. Yeah. See, basically, one key principle, underlying principle in all these, decision-making things is whatever decision I make between two things, there are two options, and I need to make a decision. Okay, option A or option B. So you always have to check: is option A taking me closer to Krishna, or option B is taking me closer to Krishna? So whatever option is taking me closer to Krishna, that we should do.
But how do we know, Prabhuji?
Now you give me the problem statement and you give me the options. I'll tell you. So, yeah. So this you'll come to know, over a period of time.
No,
If
instead
you
of
see
worry,
like
right?
option A, it takes you to the some problems, right? So that you know.
Yeah.
But Krishna thinks like if you choose that option and you get into trouble, then you will realize, remember me, and then you do that. Like maybe like in that scenario, like option A might be the right.
No.
We don't.
See, there are already enough problems in the world. We don't have to explicitly go and choose that option that will create more problems. Then only we'll understand Krishna. No, it doesn't have to be like that. So, for example, okay, let's say somebody wants to buy a house. There are two options. Samamish and Botham. Easy decision. Buy home in Samamish.
Because of the money you're putting in, thinking about it otherwise, because of the money you're putting in, now you'll have to put more time for work. And when do you get time to go to the temple? We're happy here, we can at least go to the temple.
Yeah, buying a home in the sense, living, okay? Living in Samamish versus Botham. Okay, living in Samamish, you don't have to buy. You can rent. You can rent.
No, the other question which is connected, like you take an option, like you have an option to switch your job to another company, but you don't know at that point of time whether it's a good decision.
Yeah.
You go there and then you realize, my God, this is the biggest mistake you made.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. So it's like, how do you decide at that?
Prabhuji, I feel like when we decided that like that, because of our advantages, we will decide it, why we have taken a wrong decision, because that advantage is not less advantageous.
Yeah.
That's why we have taken a wrong decision. Because of that list, because that is not fetching us anything.
Yeah.
That's why we have taken a wrong decision.
Yeah.
When we think like it's Krishna option, then our mind will set, okay, this is also good for us, maybe Krishna would have done it.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, it's a very practical thing which we go through all the time, right? Many things we have to experiment. We just have to experiment. Okay.
That's why.
Not all decisions has to be right.
Yeah.
So many things we just don't know. Both are equal.
Yeah.
And we will only know
Microsoft and Amazon. They are not equal. But maybe let's say Amazon and Google. Amazon and Google. These days everything has become very hectic, right? Even Microsoft has become hectic.
Compare Facebook. I'm hearing Facebook is doing 5-day RTO. So compare Amazon and Facebook.
Yeah. So when you apply these detailed criteria, you might be able to make some decision. But sometimes we have to experiment stuff like this. But the thing is, remember we were discussing a few minutes back. The advantage of Krishna's Smarana is all the inauspiciousness will go away and auspicious things will manifest.
But that doesn't mean hard times. That doesn't mean that there will not be any hard time.
Yeah, that doesn't mean there will not be any hard time.
Because earlier I used to understand that.
Yeah.
then it doesn't mean I will not have any difficulty in life.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that. No, when I started, that I thought, like, if I do Krishna Bhakti,
Yeah.
there will be
Then it's like our own desire to easy our life, right?
Yeah, that was my starting point. To be very true.
That's natural. Everybody comes to
But then I understood.
Yeah, if I chant, all my miseries will go away. You know, that will be the goal
We used to go
initially.
to temples like say 15 years back, the same purpose, right?
Yeah.
Hanumanji will save us.
Yeah.
Even now, I think, even in the back of the mind, even to, I mean, at least in my
That is
mind.
how I understand, right? Like,
Understand, but where else we
with
will
the
go?
grace
Never
of
mind,
Allah.
we will go to Krishna only, but it does unauspiciousness doesn't mean that no, there will be no misery. Auspiciousness, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So inauspiciousness goes away, and then auspiciousness will manifest. Means, sometimes inauspiciousness will also be a way to get closer to Krishna. Okay, but you will not know that at that time. You will know only after some time. So basically, when you make a decision, you keep Krishna in the center. Okay, you surrender to Krishna, and then please pray to Krishna to protect you. And then whatever happens after that, you should be ready to take it. Yeah, whether your decision is correct or not, whatever happens, you should be ready to take it. Even the bad decision also, you should take it in a positive way, saying that, so what is Krishna trying to teach me through this situation? I made this decision thinking that this is good for me, but it turned out to be bad. So there must be some lesson that Krishna is teaching to me through this. So you look at it that way. Yeah. And then the more you surrender, Krishna will reciprocate more, and then the more inauspicious things will go away, and more auspicious things will come. Yeah. Now, for example, look at Harivilas Maharaj. Whatever decision he makes, it will be auspicious only. Now, before this, when he began his journey, he also experimented like all of us, right? Now he is a pure devotee. Now, whatever decision he makes, all auspiciousness, all auspicious. Okay, everything is auspicious. The big projects like Samamish Temple, Bellevue Temple. We have 3 or 4 Goshalas in the Seattle area. The Synergy School. So many things. These are not easy decisions. These are not easy decisions. High budget decisions.
Because of the belief?
Because of the surrender and belief in Krishna. Saying that Krishna will protect.
Krishna will protect and arrange everything.
Yeah. So slowly we come to, that stage where Krishna will only show all auspicious things to us. But until then, some things you have to experiment, and some things, depending on your sincerity, Krishna will protect you and show and make only good things happen in your life. Okay. So at the end of the day, whatever happens is perfect. Because whatever happens does not happen without the will of Krishna. And whatever Krishna sanctions is perfect. So good and bad is only in our mind. So whatever happens is just perfect. We should look at it that way. Okay. So I don't know, at this pace, we'll be able to complete one sloka.
Let's start.
Yes. Yeah. So 3.14, okay? 3.14, starting from 3.14, Krishna presents a very beautiful concept known as cycle of sacrifices. Cycle of sacrifices. Now, this concept of sacrifices we discussed several times in the past, and I think last class we discussed with an example of tree. Abhishek, you gave an example of a tree, right? Yeah. Just like how trees don't eat their own fruits, Clouds, they don't eat, they don't drink their own rain, and rivers, they don't drink their own water. Similarly, great people, they always sacrifice things for others. Pibanti nadya swayameva namba swayam na kadanti falani vrikshah nadanti sasyam kaluvari vahaha paropakaryam satam vibhutayah. Okay, and through Bhishma Dev's example, we learned how much sacrifice he has done. Okay, so that is a concept in this 14 and 15 cycle of sacrifices. Okay, so 3.14 अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्याद् अन्न संभवः यज्ञाद् भवन्ति पर्जन्यो यज्ञकर्मा समुद्भवः अन्नात् from grains, bhavanti grow, bhutani the material bodies, parjanyat from rains, anna of food grains, sambhava production, yajnat from the performance of sacrifice, bhavati becomes possible, parjanya rain, yajna performance of yajna, karma prescribed duties, samudbhava born of. Okay, Umesh, you want to read the translation and then purport also?
Yeah, sure. Translation: all living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Purport: Srila
Baladev
Vidya Bhushana, a great commentator on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows.
You can skip the Sanskrit.
Okay.
Then start reading from here.
The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yajna Purusha, or the personality beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of all the demigods who serve him as the different limbs of the body as serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifice to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. For this reason, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immune to all contamination of material nature. When there is an epidemic disease, an antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similar food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection, and the one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of past material infections which are impediments to the progress of self-realization. On the other hand, one who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action, and this prepares the next body to resemble hogs and dogs to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins. The material world is full of contaminations, and one who is amused by the accepting prasadam of Lord, or food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack, whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. Food grains or vegetables are factually eatables. The human being eats different kinds of food grains, vegetable, fruits, etc. And the animals eat the refuse of the food grains and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of the vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of the big factories. The field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc. And they're all servants of the Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of the nature. Yajna, specifically the Sankirtana Yajna prescribed by this age, must therefore be performed to save us at least from scarcity of food supply.
Yeah. So this shloka begins to explain the cycle of sacrifices, how various things in the material world, how they are produced, what feeds the other, and then how the cycle continues. The most important thing that is described here is about food, anna. So when we offer food, when we cook food and then offer to the Supreme Lord and take that as prasadam, it fine tunes the tissues in the brain. There is a scientific process how prasadam affects us. Okay, there is a spiritual thing, that is one thing, but scientifically also the food, when somebody cooks with good intention, when somebody cooks with good mood, when somebody cooks with good consciousness, and when that food is offered to the Lord and then accepted as prasadam, again consumed with good intention, good consciousness, that affects the fine tissues in the brain. It can be scientifically proven, actually. Okay, as they say, you are what you eat, right? So if you eat junk food, we'll only have junk thoughts. The process of thinking, feeling, and willing is primarily controlled by the food that we eat. If we eat good food, if we eat prasad only, then our consciousness will be very good. Okay, we'll only have thoughts to render service to the Lord. We only have thoughts. How can I do good things to others? How can I do good things to the society? Okay, paropakaram idam shariram. This body is given by Krishna to do paropakara to others. Paropakaram idam shariram. So, but if we eat all the junk food that's available in the market, then we'll only have undesirable thoughts. A lot can be said about prasadam, but that's not the topic of discussion. Okay, the topic of discussion is a cycle that starts with anna. Okay, the cycle that starts with anna. Annad bhavanti bhutani. Anna is food, bhutani is the human beings. Human beings survive on food grains, anna. Human beings survive on food grains, anna. Or you can say anna gives life to human beings. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha. Then how is anna produced? How are food grains produced?
Soil, land.
Parjanya. Parjanya is Rains. Rains or clouds. Okay. Parjanya is also name of the father of Nanda Maharaj. Yeah. Parjanya is the name of father of Nanda Maharaj. Parjanyat Anna Sambhava. Now we all know from Vrindavan how much charity Nanda Maharaj used to do. Every day he used to donate some lakhs of cows. He used to feed everybody. And now what to speak of his father, Parjanya. Okay. So that's why the name Parjanyad, rain or cloud. Parjanyad Anna Sambhavaha. Parjanya, the clouds or rain gives rise to Anna, food grains. Now how are rains produced? Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanyo. Yajna gives rise to Parjanya. Clouds are rains. And how is Yajna produced? Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha. Udbhava means produced. Samudbhava means produce nicely. Okay? Produce nicely. In abundance. In abundance. Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha. How is Yajna produced? By performing karma. By performing action. Okay? All living bodies subsist on food grains. Annat bhavanti bhutani. Grains are produced from rains. Parjanya anna sambhavaha. Rains are produced by performance of yajna. Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo. And yajna is born of prescribed duties. Yajna karma samudbhava. Okay? So 4 things. Okay? Now I will go away from this screen and somebody has to tell about this cycle, these 4 things.
Rain is produced from the rain. Rain is produced from yajna. Yajna is performed from prescribed duties.
We start
Okay.
with humans survive on rains,
Yeah.
and then grains are produced from rain. Rains are like a result of yajna,
Yeah.
and yajna is a result of our karma.
Karma. Very good. Okay. So let's repeat this shloka again. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha.
Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyada sambhavaha.
Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajna karma. No, what is that third line? Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavaha. Okay, so 4 things. Anna, Bhutani, Parjanya, Yajna and Karma also, right? 5 things. Okay. Your class is done? Okay. Yeah, we have another half an hour. Don't worry. You're not eating now. Yeah. Okay. So then next, but how is karma produced? How is karma produced? We know that karma gives rise to yajna. Performance of karma or performance of prescribed duties gives rise to yajna. But how is karma produced, or how is karma done? How is karma generated? That's in next shloka. Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam. Okay, is Akshara here now? Akshara, is she here?
Yeah.
Akshara, where are you?
I'm over here.
Oh, come here.
Okay.
We just recited a shloka that has your name. You see that?
Yeah.
Huh? Can you read that? Read that. Recite the entire shloka.
Brahmakshara samudbhavam Tatvat sarvagam Brahma Nityam Yajneva Sukhsitam.
Okay, very good. So, what is the meaning of your name, Akshara?
Alphabets, Om, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Parvati. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati?
There are different meanings. Holy sound. Akshara is like a holy sound.
Yeah.
The Vedas start with Om. So that's
Yeah, Akara. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because in Om, there are three things, right? A, U and Ma. Ma. So first thing is A. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, Aksharanam Akarosmi. Of all the syllables, I am the syllable A. Okay. So that is one meaning. Another meaning?
Akshara.
So Kshara means something that can destroy. Akshara means something that will never destroy. Okay? That will never diminish, that will never destroy. Kshara, Akshara. Okay? That is another meaning. But now hear this beautiful meaning of Akshara. And you're going to see this in the shloka here.
Yeah.
Akshara is another name of Krishna.
Nice.
Yeah. Akshara, did you hear that? Come back. Come back, come back. This is most important.
Akshara.
Another meaning, whatever meanings you heard so far, okay, those are all good. But now you are going to hear the most beautiful meaning of your name. Akshara is another name of Krishna. Like you heard different names of Krishna, right? Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda, Madhusudana. Like that, Akshara is also another name of Krishna. Yes. Now go and tell your mom. Yeah. Okay. See here, if you look at yeah, Akshara. See, look at this. What is the meaning? How it is translated? From the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. Akshara. So, yeah, let's read these word for word translations. Karma, work. Brahma, from the Vedas. Udbhavam, produced. Vidhi, you should know. Brahma, the Vedas. Akshara, from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Samudbhavam, directly manifested. Tasmat, therefore. Sarvagatam, all pervading. Brahma, transcendence. Nityam, eternally. Yajne, in sacrifice. Pratishtitam, situated. Yeah. So this is a continuation of previous shloka, where Krishna describes about the cycle of sacrifices. Okay. So annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavaha, yajnad bhavanti parjanyo, yajna karma samudbhava. So in the last shloka we stopped at karma. Okay. Karma gives rise to yajna. But now here we will understand how karma is to be done. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Okay. Now you keep vidhi aside. Karma brahmodbhavam. Udbhavam means gives rise to. Okay. What gives rise to karma? Brahma. What is Brahma? Vedas. Okay. The contextual meaning of the word Brahma here is Vedas. Okay. So Vedas speak about karma. Vedas contain information how to do karma, what to do, what not to do. Remember those words? Karma, akarma, vikarma. Good karma, bad karma, and then karma that has no reaction. Okay. So Vedas contain information about karma, how to perform action. Brahmakshara samudbhavam. Now this Brahma is Veda. Now where do the Vedas come from? Vedas come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Akshara. Okay? So karma is defined in the Vedas, and Veda comes from God, Krishna. Okay? Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagne pratishtitam. So therefore, that all pervading Krishna, sarvagatam is all pervading. That all pervading Vishnu or Krishna is present in. Okay, see, now here we understood how karma is defined, where karma is defined, and then we also understood how uh, uh, from where the Vedas are produced. Okay, Vedas are produced from Krishna or Vishnu. Now we are trying to understand, where does Krishna exist or where does Vishnu exist. So here it is mentioned that all pervading Krishna or Vishnu exist eternally, always in yajnas. Okay, he exists in yajnas. Nityam yagne pratishtitam.
Yes, what does it mean? Yajnas is sacrifice, right?
Sacrifice.
But in practical right now, in this generation, how can we understand sacrifice?
Yeah. So in Kali Yuga, the best yajna of all is Sankirtana yajna, chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That is the best yajna.
Because in the previous verse it is said like the grains are sacrificed, right? Like then before putting that, it is like yajna is done.
Yeah.
So what exactly? Because right now in this practical scenario, I think this is not performed yajnas or sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
So how we can understand?
So yajna is of two kinds. One is the typical fire sacrifice that you see, right? Homam. Okay, that is mentioned, that is performed in the temples. Okay, that is also to be done. Okay, now when you say that Sankirtana yajna is the topmost yajna of all, it is correct. That doesn't mean we have to neglect other forms of yajna. We have to perform the fire sacrifice yajna. Okay, but because in Kali Yuga there are not qualified people, qualified priests, and there are not pure ingredients available to perform yajna in a proper way. You perform yajna as per the procedure or as per the ritual given in the Vedas, but the best of all is to perform Sankirtana yajna. That's the easiest thing and the best thing to perform. Now, when you're performing fire sacrifice yajna, what are you actually doing there? You're putting grains, you're putting some fruits, different oblations into the fire, right? And who is receiving those oblations? Vishnu. The fire represents the mouth of Vishnu. Okay. So before you start the fire sacrifice, the pujari will invite Vishnu to come. Om Idama Samaya Namaha. He'll offer a seat and invite Krishna or Vishnu to come and sit there. And then he'll offer water, he'll offer cloth, he'll offer some food, he'll offer arati, and then they start the fire sacrifice. First they invite Vishnu, and then they start the fire sacrifice. So you're actually offering to Vishnu, and that is received by the demigods. When you offer anything to Vishnu or Krishna, everybody receives that, everybody is satisfied. Now the devatas who are in charge of supplying rains, who are in charge of supplying sun and the heat and everything, they get pleased and they provide with all these necessities. Yeah, that is what Krishna mentioned, right? The shloka in the last class. Yajna what is that? No, the one before. I sent forth the generations of men. Sahayagnya praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishwadhyam eshavostvista kamaduk. Krishna said, I have sent forth generations of men, demigods, along with yajna. be thou happy by performing yajna. So Krishna is saying that you perform yajna and demigods will be pleased. And demigods will produce rains. Rains will give rise to grains. Living beings will subsist on grains. Yeah? And how the rains are produced? Rains are produced by performance of yajna. How yajna is performed? By following prescribed duties, by performing prescribed duties. And where is karma defined? In the Vedas. And where do the Vedas come from? From the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. And where does the God exist? Wherever the yajnas are performed, there is God. If you are performing Sankirtan yajna, there is God. If you are performing fire sacrifice, there is Vishnu sitting there. Krishna says, actually Vishnu says, it's a conversation between Vishnu and Narada. When Narada asks Vishnu, "Oh Vishnu, where can we find you? Where do you exist?" Then Vishnu says, "Naham vasami vaikunte yoginam hrudaye nacha madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami Narada." I do not live in Vaikunta. I do not live in the hearts of the yogis. I live wherever my glories are chanted, wherever my names are chanted. Yeah. Okay. Madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami Narada. Wherever my names, my glories are chanted, I live there. So that is yajna, Sankirtan yajna. And this line here it says, Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam. So that sarvagatam, that all-pervading Vishnu or Krishna resides wherever yajna is performed. Now actually yajna can be of three types, not only two types. The one is that sacrifice, fire sacrifice, and then Sankirtana yajna. And then the most important with respect to this chapter, Karma Yoga, is the performance of prescribed duties. Okay? When people from the four varnas, what are the four varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Now, Krishna has made this division in the society. Okay, Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra. And different people come into different categories in this Varna system. And how is that classified? How different people are grouped into these four classifications? Based on what they do and based on the qualities that they have. Guna and Karma. Okay? Now when people from these four classes, they perform their prescribed duties, when Brahmanas are performing their duties, what are their duties?
Vedas.
To preach Vedas. Okay? And then what are the duties of Kshatriyas? To protect people. What are the duties of Vaishyas? Cow protection, farming, business. Okay? And then Shudras. Yeah, to serve other classes of men. When people from these four classes, they are performing their duties nicely, that is yajna. That is yajna.
If they just do their duty, didn't think about the Krishna, still they'll be liberated?
No, the purpose of Varna and Ashrama system is to connect with God. Okay? So in the initial stage, you don't have complete understanding of God. You're not so connected to God. But as you continue performing your prescribed duties in one of these four Varna systems, then slowly will come to a stage where the same Varna system will become Daivi Varna Ashrama. Okay, Daivi Varna Ashrama. So where Krishna will be in the center, in whatever you are doing, Krishna will be in the center. Right now, Krishna may not be in the center of whatever you are doing, but at least you are following the duties prescribed for these four classes of men.
In Vishwastuti also, he only talks about, I did all these things Actually, I didn't concentrate. Like now I want to focus my mind on you.
Yeah.
You told that I only did his prescribed duties.
Yeah.
Then now I have to concentrate. That's what the Vishnu Suti about, right? And
Yeah. Because throughout 4 generations,
yeah.
Bhishmadev was acting as a Kshatriya to protect everybody. Right, from Shantanu Maharaj, Chitrangada Chitravirya, Pandu, Dhritarashtra, and then Pandu, Pandu and Dhritarashtra, and then Kauravas and Pandavas.
There are prescribed duties on the right for him.
Yeah. Okay. So now we can look at this on a picture here. Okay, I think I have to share for online people. So this image here, it summarizes this cycle of sacrifices. The human beings are all embodied living beings. They subsist on food grains. Or if somebody can summarize this in a sentence, who can summarize this in a sentence?
So basically, Anna comes from Krishna.
Now use the words that are there in these boxes and form a sentence. Okay.
So all embodied living beings subside on food grains produced by rain, depends upon the performance of sacrifice, or born out of prescribed duty, prescribed within Vedas, comes from Supreme Lord.
Very good. Recently I heard a joke where they asked to write differences between winter and summer. Okay? And that person writes answers like this. Winter comes in winter, summer comes in summer. Winter is not as cold as summer. No. Winter is not as hot as summer. Summer is not as cold as winter. On the side of summer, sometimes it is hot, sometimes it is very hot. You just read like that.
You asked us to form it in sentence, I formed it in sentence.
Yes, perfect. No, what you did is correct. Okay, and this is cycle. It continues. Okay. So what's the time? 1:45. Yeah. We can discuss. Did we read the purport from this? No, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's read the translation and purport. Kunal?
Translation. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in the act of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Purpose. Yatnartha karma, or the necessity of work for the satisfaction of Krishna only, is more expressly stated in this verse. If we have to work for the satisfaction of the Yagna Purusha, Vishnu, then we must find out the direction of work in Brahman, or the transcendental Vedas. The Vedas are therefore codes of working direction. Anything performed without the direction of Vedas is called vikarma, or unauthorized or sinful work. Therefore, one should always take direction from the Vedas to be safe from the reaction of work. As one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state, one similarly has to work under direction of the supreme state of the Lord. Such directions in the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said, Asya Mahato Bhutasya Nishwasitam Etad Yad Ragvedo Yajurvedo Samavedo Tharvangirasa. The 4 Vedas, namely the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda, are all emanations from the breathing of the great personality of Godhead. The Lord, being omnipotent, can speak by breathing air, for as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. The Lord has the omnipotence to perform through each of his senses the action of all other senses. In other words, the Lord can speak through his breathing, and he can impregnate by his eyes. In fact, it is said that he glanced over the material nature and thus fathered all the living entities. After creating or if impregnating the conditioned souls into the womb of material nature, he gave his directions in the Vedic wisdom as to how such conditioned soul can return home back to Godhead. We should always remember that the conditioned souls in material nature are all eager for material enjoyment. But the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished his so-called enjoyment. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow the process of yajna by performing Krishna consciousness. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take the place of performance of Vedic yajna or karmas.
Okay. So here the emphasis is given on karma. Okay, how Vedas talk about prescribed duties. So Vedas contain the do's, don'ts, karma, vikarma, and also akarma. Okay, karma are those good things that are to be done. Okay, the do's, and vikarma are those activities that are prohibited in the Vedas. Okay. Now, if you look at this, right, now in today's society, the crime which can be punished by the law, only those things are considered as vikarma. For example, if a killer kills somebody, as per the law, it is to be punished. Okay, so only those things are considered as don'ts, the prohibited things. But what about the sins? The sins are not punishable offenses as per the law. Sins are punishable offenses only in the Vedas. But in today's society, what is happening? People are performing both sins and crime. Only crime is punishable, but sins not punishable. Okay, that's why people do not even know if whatever they are doing is correct or not. So that's why if the person who is who is defining these law codes, if he is a saintly person, then they can include the sins and also the crimes in the law books. That's why in the olden days, all the kings, they were known as Rajarshis. They were saintly kings. They knew all the shastras. They were knowledgeable in all the Vedic literature, and they were ruling the kingdom as per the Vedas. So whatever was there in the in the Vedic injunctions, that was there in the constitution also. In fact, there's no separate constitution apart from the Vedas. They simply used to follow Vedas. Whereas now the so-called constitution only talks about crime, which is a punishable offense, but they don't talk anything about sins. And people are doing sins all the time. They are committing sins all the time. Then how is yajna performed? If you are performing something that is prohibited in the Vedas, how is yajna performed? That's why we see wildfires in LA, all those things. All the natural calamities happen because of non-performance of yajna.
Sometimes I wonder, like in our congregation, we do so much of yajna sacrifices here.
Yeah.
So will Seattle will be saved from the natural calamities that
See, even in LA, they are doing yajna, right? Sankirtan yajna, right? In fact, they are doing more than us.
So then why that happens?
But there are more sinners in the, especially in that Hollywood part, than anywhere else.
So apart from yajna, it also depends upon the sins.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Just because somebody, see, there are two things, right? One is, even the sinners are also getting food grains, though they are not performing yajna, is because of the yajna performed by the good people.
Okay.
See, now if you just think of it, the majority of the population in the world, they are not doing any yajna. No fire sacrifice, no yajna through karma, no sankirtana yajna. They are not doing these three things. But still, they are getting food grains.
The best of the food ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is only possible because of someone else performing yajna. Yeah. But if that person itself is so, what do you call it? Is so degraded and performing so many, horrible sins, the yajna performed by other people cannot save them. Yeah, they have to suffer.
This is like the taxes paid by the salary person and enjoyed by the businessman. Taxes are paid by the salaried person, middle class. Most of the middle class pay the salary.
Yeah.
And it is enjoyed by the upper class and the lower class.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are middle class and become more poorer.
That's why if you don't want to pay taxes, you go and live in a farm community. Go and live in a farm community. So, for example, Sharanagati in Canada, I don't think they're paying taxes. It's a self-sustained. Huh?
They pay more, right? Canada 60.
No, but that particular community, Sharanagati village, it's a self-sustained community. No electricity, no heating. There may be some heating, natural. Have you been there, Prabhu? Shival Prabhu? Huh? No. Sharanagati in Canada.
Where?
I think 4 hours from Vancouver. 4 hours north of Vancouver. Yeah. So all Westerners, no Indians.
Is it a devotee community?
Huh?
Devotee community?
What is that?
Devotional community.
Yeah, devotional community.
ISKCON only.
Yeah, ISKCON community.
They have school and everything inside.
They have school, everything inside. Yeah.
Yes, we should just go there.
They produce grains and then they produce some products that they sell to get some income for their livelihood. Yeah.
But it's too cold there. Like, how do they produce it? It's too cold.
Maybe there might be some natural way of producing heat. I don't know.
They cover and produce internally. I was seeing the photos.
Huh?
So they
greenhouse.
Looking at photos.
So they create greenhouse and produce internally, like during the winter.
No, the greenhouses may be for the farming, not for living. Yeah. No, he's asking how do they live without heating?
House and all they have.
No, I asked for
house they have, but what about heating?
Fire maybe.
There's no electricity.
Means people are living in Alaska without igloos, right?
No, they vacate. I think when it's cold, they come back here, right?
Yeah.
Means Eskimos live in like without any heat or something.
So either they are living without heating, or there is some natural way of producing heat. So we don't know. We can research. Yeah.
So when a person born is right, his quota is fixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the food and everything, all the material benefits.
Yeah.
Right? Then why we need to perform yajna again for those people, right? Like it's already fixed, right?
Yeah.
So
without doing yajna or something, he has to get it somehow, right?
It is fixed, but that is not in your house yet. The quota is there.
Also, you are expected to do a certain karma also.
The quota is there. The quota is there, but it's not in your house yet. In order to bring that quota to your house, you need to perform yajna. You need to perform your duty.
So on the previous topic, Sharanagati,
yeah,
they're saying that They have built their own homes, piped in gravity-fed water from the mountain peaks, created their own electricity from generators, solar panels, and hydro systems.
Okay.
And set up a kindergarten to 12th grade school for their children. Gardened, farmed, and had festival feasts, parties, plays, puppet show, musical dramas, evening lectures, discourse, and daily deity workshops.
You have to go there. That's
Yeah,
the goal.
I think the electricity that they produce, it's only used for heating.
For heating, yeah.
There are no bulbs or nothing.
So after 12th, what will the kids do?
They will do the same thing.
No.
No, college or something.
They will keep running this family's generation. Right? If they want to go to university,
They'll continue living there only. They don't come outside.
So they will not go to university.
No.
They will be only studying till 12th. And they will study the scripture, I'm sure.
Yeah. They'll learn fine arts, music, art, like this.
So 1990 they paid off all the loan of that land. So now it is all of them. So the group of people, they bought it.
Yeah.
And then from 1990 they paid off.
Yeah.
But then that kind of a community needs a very strong leader, Prabhu. It's very easy to get deviated.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's very easy to become a cult instead of like started with a good intention, but then drifting away from that. You need a very good leader.
No, they will not drift away because they went there with one goal in mind.
Common goal.
But look at their austerity of their living.
Yeah.
Now we have so many comforts here. Still, we are complaining all the time. Now, they are living in great austerity there.
But I'm saying like they must be having a very good leader to
Yeah.
guiding them. Otherwise, it's very easy to drift away.
Yeah. There are few other communities in US like this. There is one Gita Nagari. It's not exactly like Sharanagati. Sharanagati is like ultimate in austerity. Okay, Gita Nagari, it's a farming community. They have cows and a lot of farming. People live there, but they have electricity and all those things. And there's a Prabhupada village somewhere in North Carolina. There is a Prabhupada village. There are a few others like this. Yeah.
In Europe also there is one.
In Europe also there is one.
Radha Desh.
Radha Desh. Yeah, but I think Radha Desh, it's a modernized farming community. They have nice temple with luxurious building and all those things. Electricity, all the facilities are there along with farm.
Is it an island probably? So I saw one video.
Is Sharanagati? No, it's not island.
I mean, there is one more in Europe, which is an island, completely like ISKCON devotees.
Yeah. In addition to Radha Desh, there is something else.
Oh, yeah.
Like something like Sharanagati, there is one more. Yeah. Okay. So it's 2:00. I think we can stop here. You want to add anything, Prabhu, on this topic of karma yoga or sacrifices? Yeah.
Prabhuji, one quick question. Like you said, like we are eating the prasadam that is going inside us.
Yeah.
So if we eating also, if we smell also, it will happen. Prabhuji, it will go inside because sometimes we'll go outside also. But by eating, but smelling also it affects. It affects.
By smelling?
Also, it affects to the mind. Prabhuji.
For non-veg, you're saying?
Oh, if you smell the unwanted stuff.
Yeah, Prabhuji. That always clicks me
No, I
whenever
don't
I
think
go
so.
outside because we are residing in USA. Then we have to go to some stores and it smells.
If you ask Kulashekar Alwar, he will say, Jigra Grana Mukunda Pada Tulasi. He'll say, you should smell only the tulasi leaf that is offered at the lotus feet of Krishna. Now what can we do in this society here? We are exposed to so many things. Yeah.
Plus, you smell rasgulla also,
No,
right? So,
how to convince ourselves in that way. It's like, okay, we are seeing, because we are now coming to Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji. So by saying we are having have view on that.
Yeah, the goal is not to go away from all these.
Yeah.
Okay? See, if everything is favorable, everybody will become devotee. It's very easy to become devotee. But the greatness or the sincerity of the devotee is tested amidst these calamities. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, one should remain like a lotus flower. Padma patram ivambasa. So lotus flower, it's in the mud, but it does not catch any mud. So we should be like that. We are exposed to so many unwanted things. We are seeing so many unwanted things. We are hearing, we are smelling, we are, we are exposed to so many unwanted things. Despite all this, we should remain as a devotee of Krishna. Yeah. So we should, that means that when there are so many distractions and so many unwanted things around us, the lesson that we need to take is we need to increase our sadhana. Yeah, it's a fight between our sadhana and the external things. Yeah. So stronger is our sadhana, weaker the forces of external things. Yeah. Okay. So with this, we'll conclude here. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. And before we wrap up, or maybe during lunchtime, we can do that. But let's do it anyway. So give a big round of applause to Srila Prabhu, who came all the way from Bellevue to here to teach the kids. He's a very wonderful teacher.
Kids really love this class today. My daughter told him 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. That is less. 3 times is less. He has nice stories. He tells nice stories. He is very jovial. He plays with the children like his own children. And in Bellevue, he's teaching Hanuman Chalisa right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our kids also.
Yes, Prabhu. Now please come every week. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, online demigods. Please be satisfied and provide rains and clouds.